May 24th, we need approval of the minutes from the April 23rd meeting.
Yes, we also need for 29th. Well, there's just that really short, it's in there, but it's just the site visit, which we voted.
All right,
We
the
need to
addendum
record that.
on the 29th is also on another page.
Yeah,
For April 23rd. Paragraph, Dave Cameron, read the property by Judy Roberts. Can you just add, you said wetlands delineation, thank you.
yes, I changed that.
And.
Didn't I change it?
Yeah, you did change it, but it says professional wetlands delineation and engineer. Did you change and engineer?
That makes sense.
You did add the wetlands delineator, thank you.
And I also,
Put an and in there. And,
D. Engineer.
and engineer, okay.
And I also changed it from Scottish to English, Bill.
Thank you. I saw that.
And for, I didn't catch this before, but for the trees, Zambrono and Stephen, maybe just put in the addresses so we know
Yeah,
what we're talking, where we're
yeah.
talking. Otherwise.
Any changes, corrections? Make a motion to approve,
So moved as amended.
seconded,
Second,
all in favor?
aye.
Aye.
All right,
And we also need,
for the,
yep,
that's for the 23rd, the 29th, which was the meeting on 102,
it wasn't.
we need the same thing.
I make a
Motion to
motion,
approve,
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the meeting on April 29th, 2024.
seconded,
Second.
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I,
Do we know who iPhone 4 is?
no,
Hmm.
Can whoever is iPhone 4, please identify yourself? You're muted. We need you to identify yourself for the record. Please.
That's not. Oh,
We can't hear you.
we can see you, but we can't hear you, sir.
Can we control his mute or not?
Damn computers.
We can't,
Go find your grandchildren.
Yeah, I'm not gonna laugh. I can't read.
He wrote something.
Dr. Steve Lichten.
Liechtenstein. Okay, thank you. Gotcha. Lichtenberg, sorry.
Okay. Everybody down?
Berg. Okay, thank you. We're all set.
I've unmuted myself. Thank you.
But we're all set. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have we heard anything from Berkshire Gas?
Nope.
Continued. How about, Michael Valenti
Nope.
down your neighborhood? Public hearing, tree removal, One
So-
Train Hill Road.
Lisa went and looked.
I went and looked, the trees are dead. They're at the top of the bank. You slope down to the river. So my only suggestion was to keep as many of the stumps in as possible when they come.
I'm sure.
Okay.
Otherwise, it looked fine.
And
And did you write that on the thing?
what, pardon?
Did you write that on the, Okay,
I did back.
okay, yes, you did. Good. All right. Done. Luis Zambrano, did you go and
14
look at that?
Glendale Road?
Yeah,
I haven't been there.
That one you were gonna check,
Which one is it?
14. Glendale.
My recollection. Did we have paperwork on it?
mm-hmm.
What happened to that? All right, I'll find it. I didn't bring it home though.
There you go.
I signed off on it. No jurisdiction.
Okay. All right, so that's done.
I gotta keep current with this stuff.
Did you have any comments, anything that
No.
you wanted them to do? Okay,
Mhm.
all right.
Okay. Down to stormwater permits. 13 Rattlesnake Mountain Road. Do we have everything
That's
in
good.
this?
You were good.
We're
I
good.
think we should issue it, but we need a motion.
We need a motion to accept the plans.
I mean, we already passed on the
Mhm.
notice of intent and they have changed the
It fixed the silt fence.
silt fence.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Yes, they have.
So we just need to say, okay, and I'll send it out.
Okay.
All right, we need a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Second,
In favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Notice of intent. P Lakeview Drive, demolition, reconstruction of a single-family home. Site work, foresight. Anybody here from?
Brian,
I guess there is.
I don't think you had this.
All right. Well, good evening. For the record, I'm Brian Slater, civil engineering technician and environmental analyst with Foresight. And I'm representing Stephen Lichtenberg and Betsy Aubrey, who are on Zoom. And this is 3 Lakeview Drive, the southeast side of Stockbridge Bowl. And they're proposing to demolish the existing house that's there now and put a similarly sized one in its place with the addition of a garage, about 520 square foot garage. The existing house and the new one will both be on piers, so less impactful than if they had full basements there. And we're proposing, again, all this is within the LPOD, so we're also going through the special permit. Special permit is, it's a existing non-conformance because it's within 100 feet of the lake, but this new house will be no closer than the existing, about 51 feet from the bank. We're proposing about 1,300 square feet of new plantings along the stream bank, where right now it's just lawn right up to the edge. So this will be entirely vegetated with some 10 or 20 foot openings in it for access to the lake. We also are putting in a chapter 91 license for the dock, which was the only comment we got from DEP, is that the dock might need permitting. So we recognize that. So we're also going through that process. Otherwise, the new garage will be on a frost wall slab foundation. Again, it meets all the other coverage requirements and setbacks. I welcome any questions you might have, but the notice of intent, oh, and it's also we'll probably have to go through historical review as well for the demolition.
What's the difference in, what's the loss of buffer between what's there now and?
Loss of buffer is 0. It's no closer than existing. Well,
But is it?
I suppose the garage footprint would be new impervious area, but it's offset by the gravel that's currently under it. So it's gravel to foundation. It's about the same. The house is an additional 1,000 square feet in area.
You said it's within 51 feet.
With a bank.
It's within 51 feet of the bank of the lake, but no closer than the existing house.
But it's.
But you're adding impervious surface in the buffer zone.
Correct.
Right.
Which is offset by the plantings, the 1,300 square feet, so that more than offsets
Still,
square footage anyways.
yeah, it's still losing buffer.
And again, it's up on piers, so it's technically pervious underneath the building.
So the current square footage and the new square footage?
It is in the application, but I would think 1736 to 2700.
So 1736 to 2700?
Yes, that is proposed square footage, 2,700.
Oh, because you're going up a second story, is that
No, footprint.
footprint? Okay.
So 20, I'm sorry,
That includes the garage.
can you say the figures again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, 1736 is the existing.
Yeah.
2724 would be your proposed square footage. That includes the garage, which covers
It's about 1,000.
500.
That a single or double garage?
Did 520 earlier.
I believe it's five.
Gotta be a single.
24 square, so.
And what are the plantings?
The planting, it's a mixture of native species. You'd have bush, high bush blueberries, and winterberry holly. Propose a mixture of them planted in these beds.
You said it's lawn right now?
It's lawn right up to the lake, right? So this is adding stabilization of the bank as well as habitat area.
And
So there's pictures in the,
there's 2 openings, one where the dock is and
there are 3 openings. Right now, it's almost all lawn. So you have 3 openings with a total of 50 feet, I think. What's the dock?
You're gonna have to check with LPOD on that.
Well, it's an improvement over existing because currently the whole bank is
Right, I get that.
vegetated.
But the LPOD calls for 35 feet.
I think it's 35 or up to certain percentage, whichever is less. Yeah,
10% or 35 feet, so whichever is less.
Any vegetation coming down?
But I don't think that applies to,
no trees, just lawn
Any
at the
septic?
bank, at the bank.
there are existing trees at the bank that will remain.
All right.
There's a few. There's a picture on well, doesn't show a lot of it, but this is showing that the lawn goes right up to the edge of the bank. There's several trees there as well as a small shrubbery. This is the gravel area that's existing as part of the driveway, which will be the garage.
Any change in septic or water?
No, it's town septic and the well is existing, so they just connected the existing well.
And the black line, is that the gravel?
This is the edge of
Gray.
the driveway proposed. We're just proposing this addition of the turnaround, but it's offsetting gravel that's currently here in front of the house.
So the driveway does expand too,
Yeah,
in width and the turnaround?
Not in width, just in this turnaround area. Again, we're removing this gravel path area in the front.
And what will it be? Just to go back to.
Instead of.
Yeah.
I believe this is still the gravel path here rather than the whole. And we're also proposing drip edge. There's a detail here. Nope. Where's the detail? In the submission. The drip edge for the rain gutters that will collect a lot of the stormwater. We did for the LPOD submission, we did the stormwater calculations to show that there's no rise in runoff from the site in the 100-year storm.
Are there any stakes in the ground yet?
Stakes in the ground yet?
Showing where everything's gonna be.
yeah.
No, I don't believe so.
And is there an existing patio that's staying?
The patio will remain, the stone patio.
Where is that?
That's right here. Stone patio right here.
Okay.
So that's even closer, it's closer to the bulb. It's there already, but it's.
Well, it's existing.
It's existing.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna wanna go look at this
Yeah,
this week. And tomorrow. Thursday or Friday?
Well, it would have to be Friday.
I can only do Friday morning up until 1.
The earlier the better.
yeah, Friday,
You
Time
can
to
do Friday.
advertise.
9 o'clock.
9's good,
I'm okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
that's great.
Are you out of?
Mhm.
Good? Good with that?
Friday at 9, it works for me. Sure.
Okay, good.
If you don't get stakes in, if you bring a few along with you and put in the ground, that mower there, because it's better perspective.
Okay, I think it'll really just be the
17th,
garage
Right,
corners we could try to.
Good thing you said that. I
Just like
don't,
that.
juice.
Yeah, or even a can of spray paint.
yeah, because the days are busy.
So I would like to see some of the garage, the drive.
And the driveway posted.
And the house footprint's bigger too, right?
Yeah,
This, if you see this bump out in the back, this is the addition of, I believe, a breezeway, which is your other
Oh, boy.
500 square feet.
but that's included in the 27-24, right?
Right. So again, it's a total increase of
22.
roughly 1,000,
And breezeway,
but it's still, I think proposed is still under 6% of block coverage.
all right, Friday at 9 AM.
Okay.
We'll come look
And this is
and
like
comments, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay?
the one on the lakeside, right? I always get them mixed up,
Yeah,
That's correct.
It's
like over
I only
it's in
followed
beach,
you
it's
once.
Beechwood.
Beach.
Lakeview, Green Lakeview.
Anything else?
Mm-mm.
All right.
You'll be there.
I got the next one too.
Oh,
All right.
Don't go away then.
I presume you'll want to continue this to another hearing date?
Yes, it'll be continued to our next meeting, which is May 28th.
Okay, site visit this Friday at 9 with a
Yes.
continued hearing at May 28th at 7.
Yes.
Okay,
All right.
28.
Thank you.
All right,
Oh,
17 Cherry Hill Road.
where's that?
What are we doing here? Driveway.
So I know Jim, but I don't know your name.
Yeah.
Kim? Okay, thank you.
Right, so again, representing Jim and Kim Onheim. This is on Cherry Hill Road. It's a vacant lot currently. And it was about 5.1 acres. It was delineated previously by Emily Stockman, I believe. And then surveyed by Mike Parsons. So we're proposing to put it.
When was that done?
When was that? Recently. Do you remember what it was?
Probably 2022. Okay.
Recently, about a year ago. 2 years now. And so they're proposing to put in a 12-foot wide driveway along the northwestern property line. And it crosses through the 100-foot buffer of that BBW that was delineated. The rest of the entire parcel, of course, the frontage is BBW, so this is the best place to put it theoretically. It does not get within 50 foot of the wetland itself, so it's outside the 50. Parts of it here, the yellow highlighted line are within the 100-foot buffer
You're gonna need any drainage from the other side,
drainage.
piping under the driveway?
We're just proposing a culvert under the driveway here. This is relatively flat. It's gonna be sort of existing grade as it is, sheet flow.
So what's the square footage? It's going from pervious to impervious, correct?
The driveway itself is gravel proposed, yes.
And what's the square footage of the loss of pervious?
750 by 12, I believe is 9,000 something.
70. More than,
And again, this is also, it's 750 feet long, so it'll be going through a special permit.
9,000.
Yeah, 9,000.
9,000 square foot of,
So 9,000 square feet of gravel for the driveway, just the way, the length required to get beyond the BBW here.
and how's that being offset?
It's being offset. I don't know if you can see this blue line here. We're proposing to plant all of what is currently unvegetated. There's basically an open meadow field area by the road. So we're offsetting the clearing of the driveway with an existing, by basically planting native vegetation and leaving it natural, the existing clearings to go back to woods. And I kind of sketched that on because I stopped today and tried to get an estimate of it, but
And the driveway's going to what?
just an access driveway at the moment because you can't get into the property.
But there'll be a house or what will it?
It's not proposed currently. It's just access to the.
What is in the right of way that's there now? Is it shrubs, brush, trees,
It's wooded.
field?
Wooded pine forest. So I believe in this buffer area here, there's half a dozen pine trees that would have to come out, white pines. It's not heavily wooded. There are trees there.
And why does it have to, I mean, we need to see it, right?
Yeah,
But why can't it come straight in? Why does it have
be
to?
closer to,
So what's on the other side?
How do you mean to here?
No,
This is, there's another BBW in the back half of the property, but this is outside the buffer zone here. So the 100-foot buffer comes around and the driveway would be getting out beyond that so that we're not within 100 feet.
It's RDA or it's?
And it's proposed to eventually put underground utilities as well along that corridor.
But if there's no proposed house, why are you doing it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Because it would be a separate, well, for one, I guess, because the house would be entirely outside of jurisdictional areas. It's just methodology to build the driveway beforehand.
Well, look, it's a lot of loss of buffer and trees.
It's,
Or, I mean, even.
it's this area here, just this area here. And then because it's so long for the special permit, there is a bump out up to 18 feet wide for a short period, just for emergency access. It's required, bypass for emergency vehicles.
Is the bump out in the buffer zone?
It is, so it's an additional 6 feet wide by 40.
So that's another 250. And what's the grading?
It'll be relatively the same grading as it is now. I think it's around less than 5%.
Going towards the,
It
BBW?
does slope- It does slope downhill this way up from the north of it. What I would recommend again is a site visit.
We're already gonna be out at Friday at 9 o'clock.
So this is,
I have a 10 a.m. Zoom. Can we do it at 8?
I can.
Or is that
Or-
pushing you guys?
no, or 8:30,
8:30.
because it's not that much to look at.
I'm up at 4.
I can do it.
I can do it.
Are we twisting your arm, Sally?
It's fine.
Okay.
8:30.
8:30.
So it's 17 Cherry Hill.
So can you like mark well, I guess we'll see what's
We'll
coming
find
down, right? Everything in that whole path is coming down.
Well, along this wooded edge of the property. And this, again, this wetland delineation flag is still up, I saw today, so we could see where those spots where it gets closest to it. Again, closest is about 50 feet.
Thank you.
Okay,
See you at the site visit,
bright and early.
8:30.
What's the weather, girl? It's gonna rain.
Well, let's see, it's sunny today. That means it's supposed to rain tomorrow.
Not right.
Okay. We will come look.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
It's raincoats to me, but I don't know. We'll see. All right, stormwater permit, 13 Larry, no. Yes, 13 Larry Watts.
So that's what we looked at, that they had the trees, all the trees. And because they're gonna disturb more than 10,000 square feet, they needed to file a stormwater permit.
Have not yet?
Yes, they did.
Did they?
Yeah,
Oh,
They did.
Yeah.
I thought we were waiting for it.
we got it.
Got it.
good.
For 13 Larry Walk. This is Larry Walk.
This is the big clear cut.
No, this is Larry Walk. Where, remember, we went and looked and all the trees had blown down?
The
This
big
is
one up
the
farther up. the hill.
road that connects 183
Right.
to
Prospect Hill.
Prospect.
Okay. All right. This is, I was thinking of
You were
the
thinking,
other one.
yeah, you were thinking rattlesnake.
Wheatley. I
Yeah,
was thinking
no.
of Wheatley.
no, so we went and looked at it.
Yep.
They just, I mean, it was just really a
Yeah. no, that was
formality
fine.
that they needed to file it.
Right. That was fine.
So we just file that away now?
Well, no, we have
got
to,
to
we have to vote for it.
Can we look at it? before we move forward?
We did look at it.
We looked at the permit. We looked at what they submitted.
Oh, they just submitted that they were gonna be disturbing more than 10,000 square feet.
Okay.
There's no
Because they're-
drawings or,
Because they have to cut down all those trees.
Right. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, God, Joe did. Okay, I'm fine with that. That was.
I mean, they didn't really have any choice. The trees were all coming down.
Yeah.
most of them are dead, I saw.
Yeah.
Over.
All right, so we need a motion to
Except
accept the stormwater.
Make a motion to accept the stormwater permit for 13 Larry Walk Crossroad.
Yes,
second,
all in favor?
Aye.
I
Okay.
Okay. I think that Josh Surratt is here from Mass Electric.
Yes, hi, how's everybody doing? Start my video here.
All right. We'll do you now. What do you got for us, sir?
Sure, sounds good. Do you want to see my face or?
We don't care.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, so we submitted a maintenance notification letter on behalf of Massachusetts Electric Company for some work at 23 and 21 Sargent Street. So the project basically includes the replacement of an existing handhole HH 69-2, the installation of a new handhole, actually in the residence side, the 23 Sargent, and the installation of underground cable with a 3-inch conduit between the two handholes for a total of approximately 64 feet, and then the replacement and or realignment of the underground service at 23 Sargent. I did make a site visit, and the proposed work is within the outer 50 feet of the buffer zone to a BBW that is mapped by the state. Project-related impacts, will be limited to basically minor temporary ground disturbance associated with the installation of conduit, the cables, and the handholds. The equipment's going to operate from the road and or from Sargent Street's maintained lawn at 23. And sediment and controls will be installed prior to start of work. And they'll stay in place essentially until all disturbed soils are stabilized.
You're really fading in and out.
Yeah, it's very distorted.
So it's maintenance that they're doing on some
It's
poles.
maintenance, yes. Yeah, sorry if I'm fading. I should have good service. So it's a maintenance project. We just are basically under the Wetlands Protection Act and the bylaw. The provisions allow for maintaining, repairing, and replacing, but not substantially changing or enlarging an existing structure using the service of public without the filing of a notice of intent. So the letter we sent and the map outlines that scope.
It's technically exempt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Correct.
because
So
it's-
basically, it's replacing what's there now.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
We just always want to hear from people who are doing stuff in town.
Absolutely. Glad
Yes.
to join.
We get phone calls, among other things.
All right, so we don't have any.
We don't have anything to say. We just wanted to hear about it.
Good to
Okay,
go. You're good to go.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you very much.
Thanks for coming in.
Tree removal boating club?
Yep, the boating club has got trees coming down all over the place. It's kind of a disaster. It's really a disaster, actually.
Some of those old trees that are dying from.
Those old trees are just, they sent pictures.
Did I get them?
Unfortunately, they didn't print out very well,
Or
I think
Tell me what is it?
but they're big, tall trees.
Hemlock.
Various. They're coming down and they're coming down. They crushed one of the boats.
Oh.
They're right. You can see this one. If this one comes down, it's gonna take out all the kayaks and all the kayak rack and,
That looks like a hemlock to me.
I mean, that whole forest is one, basically monoculture. And that they're facing a major issue. Huge expense.
Is there an option for any replanting after all
Well,
this is
we can
cleaned out?
ask them to replant. I mean, that's our,
They're not gonna try to dig stumps and stuff anyways.
No. The trees that they're proposing to take down are close-ish to the bank. But, taking them down is not likely to have any impact on the lake.
Yeah, don't leave it.
They're gonna try to remove everything or leave it in the woods or?
Well, they love the woods, I mean, they love those woods.
Is it close? What's the forest? Where we're talking, forest.
Interlake and Crossroad. I mean, Interlake and
There's
Road.
some old stuff in there.
Right on the lake.
We walked down there a few years ago to take a look at the, they were gonna work, Jay Ryan was doing some work.
Doing,
Do you remember that?
doing the porch.
Right.
Yeah.
Take a look.
Marked or are they?
They're marked.
All right.
I think it makes sense to just look.
Yeah.
We'll say, okay, but want to look after Lakeview?
So do we want to go down on,
Never?
Friday?
I'll probably have to bail after that, but
That's okay.
Friday at 9:30.
Well, it'll be
close to 10.
10. I'll let Will know. I mean, they've marked all the trees, so we don't really need to have anybody there, but good to have someone there.
Do we have a total number of them?
I couldn't see it too well. It says 3. But they're gonna need to take down more eventually. I think, trees are in tough shape. But I think they only want to do 3 right now.
Okay. Moving on. Another tree removal, East Street, 21.
That's the, Camp Wagalot, got the statue of the dog
Mhm.
on the road.
They send form.
There's gonna be hundreds of these.
So it's really,
Ash borer and the adulterated
it's really steep up there.
and the wind and the rain.
She says 25 trees. I don't think that there's any resource area there. I don't think.
Do you want me to just go look?
We should go.
Yeah,
we should go
somebody
look
should
at it.
look, not, because if it's
Pretty sure
25
they-
scattered trees, that's one thing. If it's 25 trees to clear a lot, that's another thing.
She's got a dock diving pool and, her dog.
But can I walk on the property if I,
I'll let her know.
yeah. let me know.
Bring
So
your dog.
this,
Bring your dog.
like the back fence of the property, do you think? Because it's,
I'm not sure where exactly.
I've used the facility, so I'm familiar with it. And I'm just thinking if it's fencing, where there's lots of trees against, is that like the behind the whole facility?
Right, where the
Backing up,
dogs are
yeah.
during the day. So
Probably,
No?
you
No?
can't readily see it, is my guess, without.
it would be a definite safety issue
For me? Or for-
for the fence.
Okay, just tell her I'm coming.
Yeah, I can go with you if you want.
Okay.
Just let me know when's good for you. I'll ask her.
Well, do you want to go right after this?
Okay.
Go take a look, tell her Friday morning. Great.
10:30.
Dog place.
That's quite a ways. Maybe 10:45.
Okay.
All right. We gotta sign off on Don Chabon. 6 Lake Drive.
Yep.
The tree removal.
Did he remove it or?
We did, actually.
Yes, the top of the thing.
Because isn't she abutting Rattles? No.
No. Well, uphill.
Yeah.
Routes.
14
Yeah.
acres.
25 trees.
It's all woods across the
Is it?
top of the sort of,
Because wasn't someone
West End.
logging up there? They were,
they've been logging over on College
I haven't
Road,
heard anything about the trees from over here, right?
on Rattlesnake, further up Rattlesnake Road.
okay, like by the,
I'm not in a
Yeah,
rush.
near the.
like a little bit over.
Past the Hearts.
Which is good to get them in while we're still having a wet spell or something.
Yeah.
Full snow.
Yeah, the pool is,
Is it big?
well, it's, I guess, decent size.
Oops. Oopsie daisy.
It's a big
Oh, it
roadway.
is big. Big
dogs,
driveway.
lots of big dogs and long.
Yeah, look at it.
awful
It was an emergency, wasn't it? Dead tree removal.
Is it
It was the branch that was sticking out over the fence.
ruts?
Right. Dad.
Dock.
This one.
Yeah.
It's called an emergency. It is 14th.
Okay.
Upcoming other business. One trail at Namkeg.
Yeah, so we got a thing from Nomkeg talking about it's attached as a preliminary plan for proposed trail surfacing and stair install project along an existing trail at Nomkeg. You're likely triggering the stormwater management and erosion control permit due to land disturbance. As soon as we have a finalized plan and other necessary materials, we will submit the permit application. I did get in touch with them about the mowing. I got in touch with Brian directly, and I also reminded Elizabeth. So hopefully that was okay. And we got a picture from James Lawson of the highway department, not our highway department, but I guess the state highway department dumping crap over the bank
Where?
along Route 7 into the
Oh, that
they
area?
were doing some trimming and they were dropping it down apparently, not only on private property, but in wetlands.
So what did you do?
This looks like a truckload of soil or
Yeah, but apparently they were doing some trimming and when they did the cutting, they just sort of threw it over the fence instead of picking it up. He is keeping a close eye on down there and he's emails periodically about apparently the work that he did, oh, I don't know, maybe 4 years ago, under the culvert that goes from Goodrich Street to the big, by the big field under Ice Glen and then so he cleared out all the debris and stuff that was in there. And apparently since then there have been turtles galore and he's so excited he can't stand it. So he sends me little updates periodically about what he's seeing in that stream that goes up under the Route 7. And he has a wildlife rehabber who is relocating some of the baby turtles and she has permits to do that and that kind of stuff. It's very cool what he's doing, so.
Yeah, I had to shuttle two big snappers yesterday on 183.
Yeah.
Sandsfield in separate spots. Just, lumbering across the road this time of year.
Yeah.
How do you pick them up?
Oh, I get a stick. I shuffle them right along
Got all your fingers.
You need a shovel is what you,
to pick it up. Yeah, but I wasn't
really heavy.
prepared for it.
Amazing how much they weigh.
And people were flying and I'm sure some dump truck was gonna run it over, so I just,
Good for you.
We have Gertrude at our house. I haven't seen her yet this year.
so do we need to try to get hold of somebody from the state on this?
I don't know, I suppose we can write to Amir and say, hey,
What town was dumping?
I'm sorry,
It says
Oh, state.
state,
It's a
yeah.
yellow truck, so.
Trying to get Arlo to write another song, lock them up.
They just had a thing in the Adirondacks there was, I think it was in the Adirondacks, that they dumped some garbage on a public place or private property or something, and they found an envelope under the bottom of the pile and arrested the guy. So it was Arlo all over again.
Matter of fact, I think that couple that was here tonight was related to, was that his name?
Yeah, Jim is one of his sons. I think possibly the only surviving son, but I'm not sure about that.
Oh, the one that wants a road.
Yeah,
You see the
yeah.
kids dumping the garbage in the ocean off the coast of Florida?
No,
Yeah, the power boat, I
Yeah,
saw that clip,
and they caught him, I guess.
yeah.
well, it wasn't that long ago when I was a kid going to New York City on the west side. I mean, they had the barges that would just plow out miles and dump.
Oh, yeah.
All of New York, for all of Manhattan.
What,
Well, it used to be how people got rid of everything.
So what else have we got?
Agricultural Forestry Commission.
We did our tree giveaway on Arbor Day.
And how was that? Was it good?
Well, yeah, we got homes for all the trees. It's
Excellent.
very nice.
Did you ever get hold of Dave Cameron?
I did. He was picking up witch hazel and black locust, and then there were black walnut. And there were about 90 winter berries left over from the Sheffield distribution. So they were gonna leave those for him too. He was gonna
Oh.
pick them up and.
This is Gertrude.
Yeah,
Isn't she beautiful?
Oh.
How big is she?
real looker.
It's about this big.
Three
Wow.
chestnuts
Yeah,
in
just
my-
tell him.
Somebody said they thought she was probably 60 years old.
So the other things from the Forestry Commission, we just submitted a stewardship grant for Stockbridge Mountain to keep it, to manage it basically for old growth and keep it preserved. So hopefully that will go through. And the farmer's market is supposed to start up end of July. I think through August back here for like a 5 or 6 week trial this year and see how it goes.
So Lisa, are you saying witch hazel is a type of tree?
Witch hazel's a shrub.
And does it smell like,
Maybe, no, it doesn't smell like it, but it's a beautiful
Okay.
shrub, beautiful shrub, and it flowers in February. So
Mhm.
you get
Oh.
yellow flowers.
but that's where witch hazel somehow comes from?
There's actually a red one now too.
Yeah,
Because that's a unique smell. Witch hazel.
And,
But the
and Matt may or may not have
bushes
had
don't
his
smell, we
baby.
cut them alongside.
Oh.
Cut
He's
it.
due this week.
Who was having that?
Matt,
Oh,
yeah,
it's cool.
hey,
yeah, so hopefully.
Now I have a question for the commission. Forestry Commission. Gould Meadows has a large section of forest.
Beautiful
The
flowers.
management is supposedly this commission.
Mhm.
Basically, there's been three of us that have kind of taken over what's going on down there.
Yeah,
And that's starting to peter out a little, and we're having some health issues in the
yeah.
three of us, and when the three of us are now no longer involved with it. We'd like to have somebody else, either someone from the commission possibly, or forestry commission. 'Cause it's a shame if you just let it go. We haven't done anything down in there per se, other than keep the trails fairly free. But I can remember the whole thing being logged just before they sold that property.
Yeah.
I don't know how many years ago.
There's not a lot of invasive. I see.
Hmm,
Are there?
Barberry.
yeah,
Because that's, I would think that would be important management. Otherwise, it's beautiful. I mean, just leaving it
but
in trail.
I don't want, what I don't want to see is somebody come along 30 years from now and say, geez, we could log all this and get X amount of dollars.
Well, isn't it managed by the commission?
Yes,
So you would say no?
I'm not gonna say anything in 30 years.
I don't think that they can.
I don't think
I
they
think
can.
under the
Deeded, right?
restriction
I don't
from
think they
Mrs.
can.
So basically,
Cool.
it's gonna remain untouched.
Yeah.
So what
I mean, I think
Just
that, I
because-
think that it could be, I would think that you might be able to have a forest management plan in there.
For this, I mean, the reason we did this stewardship plan was to keep it from being logged,
Mm-hmm.
to manage it. We said manage it for old growth characteristics, and so.
Can we do the same thing
You could
down
do the
there?
same thing.
I would think
here.
you could.
Yeah. But I would say too, come to a forestry commission meeting and see if anyone's interested in helping with invasive.
Well, we've been paying for that through grants. We've had a couple matching
Okay.
grants.
And how do,
Has it gone
The
out into the
opportunities, how do you do
woods
that?
though?
Oh, yeah, we've been
Okay.
in the woods. We've
Yeah.
cleared out we had a whole forest of,
Stewardship grants you can do through DCR.
no, I'm
well,
wondering
between
methods they use to,
Oh,
buckthorn and
Okay.
these little crabapple trees that have come up by the thousands, which has all been cleared out and we replanted some of it.
I think it looks great when I walk through it.
But I'm thinking ahead here.
I mean, it's always good to have a forest management plan.
You can do that.
So Lisa, you see Stockbridge Mountain, are you talking back out here? Behind?
Towards West Stockbridge on the left,
Oh,
Lennox Mountain,
Before you get to the gun club.
it's kind of,
before you get to the gun club.
kind of where the reservoir is.
Yeah.
yeah, it's called Lennox Mountain for the most part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's called Stockbridge.
Is that on the north side of the road down through there? Would be on this.
Because PNRC has trails up through there, right?
There's no trails through here. It's pretty it's.
Don't
it's
they?
not
I think
easy to
it's
get through. It's where you came.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
steep. There's a steep part.
Oh, okay.
It's
Fire
not,
up
you
and
can't
down.
just walk through
Yeah.
easily.
The town owns land on the left side of the road from the Turnpike Bridge
Yes,
all
that's
the way
what,
over to the West Stockbridge line.
that's what we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
It's on the south side of that
It's the
road,
south side of the turnpike then.
south side of Route 183.
Mm,
And well,
I don't think we're talking the two same.
okay, so you know where the bridge is, the turnpike
Yeah.
bridge. And if you go up the road, you go towards the gun club.
Yeah.
If you go down, you go towards the botanical gardens. I would say it's on the left going towards West Stockbridge.
Yes.
So you're driving up and
Basically,
you're at the bridge.
The Turnpike.
It's on the left, like you're going to West Stock, I guess it would be West Stockbridge.
south side of the turnpike then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
south side.
So on the north side of 102, but
Like-
on the south side of the turnpike?
yeah. Like it would almost conceivably, like if you kept going, you'd hit North Plain Road, like if you went over the,
Yeah, no, it's,
So where are you talking here? If you go up 102?
yeah, you go past the botanical gardens.
Yeah,
And you keep going, and there was a house for sale on the left.
Yeah.
A funny house. It was, I think they had horses.
Yeah.
That's the Loveless property, which we just preserved.
Mm-hmm. And then the road kind of bends, and then it bends this way. And if you go to the right, you go towards Lake Averill.
Right.
It's average.
But it's before that on the left,
On the left.
before you go over, just before.
before you go over the bridge.
To the
Before you go over
pond.
the turnpike
So that
bridge.
would have
Into what
bought
was it?
the Loveless property.
I'm not
The,
sure.
the
what
land
Loveless-
trust just,
Oh, okay.
I think, I mean.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the Loveless.
Yeah,
is, but
I think
basically.
It was that funny house set back from the
Yeah,
road.
that's-
I think they had horses there.
Yeah, that was the Loveless property, and that was the one that the land trust was just finishing up the
So that's.
The
CR on. So it may be that they're contiguous, which would
It'd be
be,
great.
Cool.
Because this will basically be minimally managed and left. to
Yeah.
just-
That leads me to another thought here. The town doesn't actually have a map
Mhm.
that I know of town-owned properties.
It doesn't?
Not, I hope not something you can go put on the wall and say, there's Gold Meadows, there's the Level's property, there's
Wow.
Town Reservoir. Because like we just had a 5-minute discussion on which side of the road this was on.
Right, yeah, the Stockbridge that owns that, I see.
We could get that from Michael, I'm sure.
Or is it like a land?
But we can get
trust?
all these bits and pieces, but we
Yeah.
can't get them all, seems to be to put them together, because we got Wheatley Drive down there, that was a whole discussion on where, what was down there.
Oh, what's that?
There's quite a few of these little bits and pieces in town.
Well, we had the list, you brought a list of conservation.
I have a list of
restrictions,
conservation lands, but it's not a map.
But maybe from that list,
Where we could figure it out.
Have we-
figure it out on a
I
map.
took 2 years ago when we were doing our taxes, I built a pivot table and listed all of the plots of land that didn't pay tax. So whether it was Church or Stockbridge, so I have a list that way if you want it.
Well, that's a portion of it, yeah.
Yeah.
We just have to decide or designate which ones are town owned out of those portions.
What's that? It's right on there.
Jamie,
She can't?
Huh,
Send it to you.
So we have,
yeah,
Rich, we have a jurisdictional for the piece of property off of Lily Pond.
the original Dave Cameron.
Yeah, Dave and Dave. So he's probably not gonna be able to help us with that,
what is that? What's?
because it's gonna be a conflict for him.
21? What was it?
21 Wheatley Drive.
One Wheatley Drive. Great piece of property. Entrance, I don't know where to go for front on Wheatley Drive, but Wheatley Drive's a private road in, right? Don't have to have the same frontage.
I don't know.
Crosses the brook that flows from what's it like? Not
Lily.
Lily?
Lily Pond to the Stockbridge Bowl. Great little, big, huge trees. Hillside, no,
Runs
no,
right along the Lily Brook.
And what do they want to do?
This is the one that I would love to get preserved. But apparently they're,
sounds like they want to develop. It's a hillside. There is a stream crossing. I don't know if they can use that. I don't know what their designation is for that.
they own all that property, the apple tree.
Trust.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to come to us and give us a proposal.
So it's jurisdictional.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything.
Seriously jurisdictional.
Crossing. The little one road was right along the edge of the stream. The whole property goes uphill. On
It
100 feet
backs
up the
up
hill.
on, it backs up on White Pines. And I had some hope that the people at White Pines would want to preserve it, but they apparently don't. So I tested for COVID. I'm negative, just in case you're wondering. I have a cold. Yeah.
All right, so.
Railroad,
Pardon?
railroad?
We haven't heard anything back from the railroad.
No.
The stalling.
We haven't heard
So
anything from-
Dave was going to call somebody. He was gonna
We
call-
haven't heard anything from 11 Wheatley either.
So
I went down to Wheatley. I stopped to talk to a guy.
Yeah,
There's some landscapers down there and I said, they want somebody to get back to us. The Shook guy that was in here that one time,
yeah.
he wasn't there. I said, we can't get hold of anybody, that's the Wells LLC or whatever it is.
Yeah, 11 Wheatley LLC.
Yeah, doesn't respond to us. So we're looking for a name and it was
I think it's
Silverman or something like that.
time to start fighting them, really, because
I do too.
paying no attention. And Lionel is losing his mind over the fact that they've got lights on all the time.
We can't do anything with.
We
the
can't do
budget.
anything about that, but that's something I think we should look at as a town.
But I think we should maybe ask Dave to write a letter to them, like a nasty letter. We've written nice letters, right?
We've written nice letters,
So I think,
but they don't seem to care.
right, so we may need to up our,
I think we can report them to the feds
for,
because they need to file a NIPD's.
Oh, what?
let's do it. Let's do it. I mean, this has been going on for,
I mean, they're just like ignoring us.
NIPD's.
Yeah, what's that?
It's a stormwater. It's a federal stormwater.
Did you see the clearing?
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, I would say we write it and just run it by Dave to make sure it looks, but I think we should.
Yeah,
Do
we
the
should-
same thing
we should
for,
up the game.
183 there.
I'm not so worried about that.
No, but
I mean, I can write to Jason again. Say, hey, you need to do something about this. I've got his email.
you've been by there,
No,
motels, 8.
Looks awful.
It's just the weirdest looking. To think that the house,
Enormous and it's ugly.
yeah, just like
It's gonna look like the one up on the hill.
the black one with it looks like the auto
Oh,
showroom.
yeah.
Metal roof.
Mhm.
I don't know why he's building it, because he has that nice house on Prospect Hill.
It Must
Does?
must need the space.
Yeah,
I don't think so. He's a single guy.
You're gonna have 2 tennis courts or
yeah, 3
Indoor.
That kind of,
and a pickleball.
it must be an investment for him. I can't think that he would actually live there. Anyway. All right.
motorcycles. We all set?
Yeah.
Make a motion to close?
So
So,
All in favor?
I.
uh,